It was a quiet stretch of country road, the kind where the only sound was the hum of my car's engine and the occasional chirp of crickets. I was driving home late, later than I'd intended, but work had kept me longer than expected. The moon hung heavy in the sky, casting an eerie silver light on the empty fields around me. That's when I saw him, an old man standing by the side of the road. He wore a faded coat, too thin for the chill in the air, and a wide-brimmed hat that cast a shadow over his face. He stood still, staring straight ahead, his eyes invisible in the darkness. For a split second, I thought I should stop, offer him a ride, but some primal instinct, held me back. I drove past him without slowing down. A few minutes later, I glanced in my rearview mirror. My blood froze. The old man was there, standing in the middle of the road, his face still hidden in shadow. I pressed the gas harder, the car surging forward, my heart pounding in my chest. I told myself it was nothing, just my mind playing tricks on me. But then, a mile or two down the road, he was there again. This time he was closer, right at the edge of the road, his face turned toward me. I caught a glimpse of his eyes, black, empty and lifeless, before I sped past him once more. Panic clawed at my throat. There was no way he could have moved that fast. I tried to convince myself it was a different person, a coincidence, but deep down I knew better. I kept driving, faster and faster, refusing to look in my mirrors, refusing to believe that he was following me. The road stretched on, an endless ribbon of black. The trees seemed to close in around me, and the moonlight grew dim. And then, just as I rounded a bend, I saw him again, standing right in the middle of the road. This time, he was facing me, his face fully visible. He was smiling. His grin was too wide, too sharp, and his eyes were dark pits that seemed to swallow the light. I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching as the car skidded to a stop. But he didn't move. He just stood there, smiling that terrible smile. I blinked, and he was gone. The road was empty, the night silent. I sat there gripping the steering wheel, gasping for breath, my heart hammering in my chest. It took me a long time to start the car again. When I got home, I locked every door and window, my hands shaking. I didn't sleep that night, and when dawn finally broke, I convinced myself it was a hallucination brought on by exhaustion. But I never drove down that road again. And sometimes, when the night is quiet and the moon is full, I still see him, in my dreams or maybe in my nightmares, standing on the side of the road, waiting for me to pass by.